Even though I'm retired, I still carry a fair amount of gear every day. Firearms, spare magazine pouch, flashlight, and Core Essentials has been my go-to in supporting all of that equipment for, oh my gosh, probably 5 or 6 years now. Absolute love Core. We'll talk more about why here in just a couple of minutes. But there are times when the regular everyday carry or gun belt just it doesn't quite do what I need it to do. A good example was when I was working down at Hillsdale College at the John Anthony Halter Shooting Sports Education Center. Hillsdale is a gun-friendly or Second Amendment-friendly campus, but particularly at the Shooting Sports Center. But there were several times when it wasn't really appropriate to walk into the dining hall with my usual range gear on and a large gun hanging out the side and all that. So having some way to easily take that off without having to individually take a holster off. Anyway, it was cumbersome. Core Essentials, again, came to the rescue. We'll show you why. So thanks for dropping in while we look at how Core Essentials solved my problem. Again, they've been great to work with. Well, we've done several other videos. I'll post them throughout up here on my past experiences with the Core. Phenomenal. I'll even tell you in a little bit why I prefer Core over all the others. Core was, I guess, the original in the ratchet belt, and I can't remember a day in the last, I don't know how many years that I haven't been wearing a Core Essentials belt for my everyday carry. All right, so they solved problem number one, is the easy way to take field gear off and to go into someplace casual or to do your business, whatever you have to do, without having to unthread belts and hold. Now, way back in my law enforcement day, we used to wear a two-piece belt system. That had a disadvantage, which I'm going to talk about in just a minute. But for normal range work, I don't want to be wearing duty, or at least leather duty gear. I want something a little bit more casual. So their competition belt system, which is a two-piece system, which I'm going to explain here in just a second, is really, I mean, it's the answer to everything. Now they also make a battle belt, they make a duty belt, they make a couple other things in the two-piece system, but the competition one is the one I wanted because it serves my purpose. Now, when I say competition, this is USPSA approved. However, it's not IDPA approved because I understand under IDPA rules, your belt has to go through at least 2 belt loops. With the two-piece system, you could use the outer belt to do that, but then you got to take stuff off it and put it back on, and don't have to do that for anything other than maybe IDPA. So when I was working at Hillsdale College, again, the John Anthony Halter Shooting Sports Education Center was where we spent most of our time over the course of 2 different weeks. And even though their lunch facility there is gun friendly, when I went into lunch, I just didn't want to be wearing full gear. So here we have the competition belt. And again, the nice thing about this is it is Core, so that therefore it has the ratcheting system. And again, this is the belt comes fitting for 24 to 48 inch waist, but nice solid ratchet system, and it holds everything I need. And when I take it off, I still have a trouser belt holding up the trousers. I want to go back out to the range, and just a matter of putting it on. Velcro does its job, and simple to get it lined up. Put it back together and tie the end down with the one included Velcro loop, and now it's holding firearm, ear protection with the tack trap. Oh, by the way, this HK-USP Expert is in a Thor's holster. Just got it, really love it so far. Spare magazine, flashlight, multi-tool, rubber gloves, really everything I need. And easy on, easy off. And here's where, again, it's solid because it's Core. It's not going anywhere. You can tell by just the sound of the ratchet. It's tough. Oh, before I get to that, the inner belt, now I already cut these off. And again, if you go to one of my videos, you'll see the process of sizing the belt. They actually provide a sizing guide and a tape measure, because the belt doesn't have the usual markings on the inside just because of the Velcro and the way it's constructed. So it comes with a tape measure, so it comes with a sizing guide, and snap the QR code. It'll take you to videos on how to do it. got some basic instructions in here, but again, easy to do. It only took me a couple of minutes to cut the inner belt, and as you can see here, it got a fairly stout liner in it, and the outer belt is even stiffer. This has what's called the power. In fact, I think it's 2 layers of the power core liner in the inner belt. Excuse me, the outer belt. And the outer belt does have the hook part of Velcro. The inner belt's got the loop part of Velcro, and they stay together. And that way things don't slide around on the waist. And it makes a really solid system. I don't know how you get any stronger than that without going to a totally different system. But the Velcro holds everything there. Now, the one thing I like about it is what I didn't like about the old 2-piece system. That I actually wore this on duty for a couple of decades anyway. But this just has the Velcro inner belt, and when you cinch down the inner belt, it is where it is. Whereas the outer belt, sometimes, if I didn't get it just perfect, the hooks on the outer belt wouldn't line up with the holes, and I have to go back and readjust the inner belt. Sometimes the hooks would fall between the holes. I get to kind of tighten it down to make it work. But this core, you don't have to worry about, the Core Essentials competition belt. So let me show you what the trick is on the inside. So right here is a flex system. So when I tighten down the inner belt to where I want it, then it can actually be a little looser, a little more comfortable. When I tighten down the outer belt, the inner part will flex and tighten up or loosen to where it was originally. As I tighten down the outer belt, I can cinch it down to wherever I want, and this inner part flexes and allows me that adjustment of the outer belt, which I really didn't get on the other one. So again, it solves those 2 purposes in one, not having to get the inner belt perfectly adjusted as I did on the old duty belt, and also allows me to take my equipment off, set it down, and come back and put it back on real easily for a full field gear. This, I think, is some scuba webbing material, really solid stuff. 1/4-inch increment adjusting, just like all core belts are, and you got almost a 5-inch adjustment range even once you get it cut to size. So really, the competition belt does exactly what I was looking for. But let me show you why I like Core as opposed to one of the other belts. All right, so way back when I started my channel, I actually did a review of Core versus the competition, so to speak. And I settled on Core for a couple of reasons. I like the way they're built, but also the competition, cover up the name there, I'm not going to be putting any advertising out for them, has a magnetic catch for their the part that actually catches against the ratchet. And to me, it doesn't even sound as solid, but okay, you can probably hear that. But it's just, it's not, to me, a really solid catch with just that magnetic catch. Whereas Core, again, this is their gun belt that I've been wearing for quite a while now. Much more substantial, and it's a spring-loaded catch as opposed to a magnetic catch, which to me is a whole lot stronger. In fact, I've got the Core Essentials belt hangers, which, by the way, if you got even just one belt, these things are really handy. But putting the Core on here, putting the competition on here, and there have been times that I've just pulled this off the coat rack, and the competition has fallen off because of that weak magnetic catch, as opposed to the strong spring-loaded catch on the Core belt. So the Core Essentials competition 2-piece belt system really solves my problem. When I need to take it off quickly and without having to thread it through the holster and the mag pouch and everything else, just Velcro it right on. It stays there, and I can still adjust it because of that adjustable area in the middle that you just don't get on anything else. Core Essentials came through again. They really solved the issues for me. And trimming down the inner belt was not a big deal. Oh, by the way, it does come, I didn't mention that, it does come with a metal tab on the end. Once you cut it off, cut the inner belt off, there's a metal tab on it that protects that end. And I'll roll in some footage as I'm talking about this to show how that is protected. So once again, the Core Essentials competition 2-piece belt system, great for everything except IDPA, but everything else, it certainly solved my problems. I want to thank Core for sending that to me, and man, love their products. So thanks for stopping in.